Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Azlawani Ashira binti Syamsul Azli.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurin Fariza Shazlim binti Maskotim.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Badrisha binti Muhammad Hamidi.
My name is Muhammad Iqbal bin Abdul Malik.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Zulharis Arif bin Muhammad Noor.
Right now, I would like to present about the rural development policy. Okay, first of all, the first rural development has been launched by Tun Abdul Razak in 1957. Then the basic objective of rural development program has been alleviation of poverty and unemployment through creation of basic social and economic infrastructure. Okay, next I would like to talk about the problem of the rural development policy. Okay, the first of all, the research is aiming to study the problem, which is managing the rural development, evaluate the effectiveness of the managing rural resources capability, and last but not least is finding the rational ways to solve them under the modern condition. Also, the framework is appropriate to understanding the rural development to help the component to be identifying in the government partnership. Thus, the rural regeneration depends on the level of the economic growth of the country. And last but not least, the focus is put on the imperfect system of modern in financial preparation and the economic provision.
Okay, and lastly, I just like to share this photo, and it's about the 10 thrust of the rural development policy, which is set the direction framework for rural development in Malaysia, which will help transform it into a developed and high income nation by 2025. Okay, and that's all for me. Thank you.
We always thought that objective and goals have the same meaning, but these two words is actually have a different meaning. Objective can be defined as anything to achieve or accomplish through one's purpose, and goals can be defined as a result of achieving the objective. Basically, objective and goals is the one of the crucial thing for any organization, which they use objective to target something for the organization. There are many objectives that are stated by rural development policy. Rural development policy is an act of government to deal with the problems in the rural area. They deal with the problems at the rural area to make a better rural future. The first main objective of rural development policy is to encouraging transformative external economic activities. Economic activities can help to increase the income in daily life, and it always can be seen at the city as there serve more jobs. This is the good objective that's shown by government, which is to provide the economy so that rural people can participate in the economics. So what can government do to help the rural people? Government can provide them with small medium enterprise or SME. SME provide in two categories, which is manufacturing and services, and others. In manufacturing, the revenue are not more than 15 million ringgit, and the full worker is not more than 200 people. For services and others, the sales are not more than 20 million ringgit, and the full-time worker is not more than 75 people. For rural area, they can start their business by selling the important things such as raw materials like rice, flour, vegetables, or anything that important in daily day. So this way can help the rural people encourage in economic and add and increase their income by time to time. The second objective of rural development policy is to developing products and expanding markets in international business markets. E-commerce or electronic commerce is the platform to selling and buying the things by using internet. By using internet, they can use their smartphone to get the things easily. For the example, Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation (MDEC) welcomes Perkhidmatan E-Dagang Setempat (PEDAS) programs funding RM20 million, and the fund is under Economic Stimulus Package 2020, and the fund will be used for Pusat Internet Desa (PID) to transform into e-commerce hubs. PEDAS also help to ease the burden of entrepreneurs without integrated support system or complete knowledge about digital marketing and more. Plus, as we can see, people nowadays, many of them use online business platform to increase their profit, besides using face-to-face business activity like selling selling the food or clothes or more. E-commerce has helped to increase daily and monthly income. Other than that, the next objective is to increase of housing owner to a target group at rural development. In business dictionary, housing means as a building or structure which individual and families are allowed are permitted to stay by follow the regulations. The initiative that can show by government is to expanding the home ownership program. This program, the government can emphasize or stress with B40 group. This program is actually already held by National Key Result Area (NKRA) to improve the rural development, or also known as Program Bantuan Rumah. The aim of Program Bantuan Rumah is to help the hardcore poor categories and B40 group. Sometimes the rural people they stay at the house, but there are a damage at their house. So by this program, the government can give the comfort, the convenient place to the B40 group, to that group. So to add, this action shows the government's concern for the less fortunate and comforting the resident. The last objective of rural development policy is to develop a comprehensive human capital at rural development. Human capital means the economic value influences productivity of labor skill and qualities. As we can see, basically in rural area the people are rarely exposed with the issues or lack of knowledge. So by these programs like Giat Mara, Kejora and Fakra is the program which can provide skill training for the rural people. Like in these days, the organization or the company will recruit the worker by their skills and experience. So this is the advantages for rural people who have the skills and can apply the job to that organization. In fact, there are 70% of graduates of rural people who join these programs, and also have some graduates who start their own business. This is the good thing actually. So moreover, there are many courses that offered under training and career, such as health and beauty, engineering and more. By all of the provided programs, the people indirectly can increase their skills on doing something, so that they were not left behind. It is also proved that rural development also can produce many graduates and knowledgeable human capital. Actors can be defined as individuals with some degree of political power and authority in particular society who engage in action which can have an important effect in decision making, policies and conflict results. For the example, the rural development. The actors of rural development had emphasized the welfare of people by providing them clean drinking water, rural roads and education. This actor also had provide the rural people with the programs to increase the knowledge for rural people, and the programs for the rural needs such as pusat community desa, program perumahan rakyat termiskin and jalan perhubungan desa. These actors helped to enhance the productivity and income for the rural people. And also, this actor is also help to give the interest for rural people to the highest position. Indirectly, this initiative can decrease the number of unemployment. The main actor for rural development is Yang Berbahagia Datuk Dr. Haji Abdul Latif bin Haji Ahmad, which had selected by the Prime Minister Yang Amat Berbahagia Tun Dr. Haji Muhyiddin bin Haji Muhammad Yassin.
I will explain about implementation or strategy that government can do to develop a rural center. So, implementation is a process to set predetermined activities in a planner. So, the government is responsible for solving rural problems, and there are several strategies and implementation that government can take. So the first strategy is they can create smart village, or also known as desa pintar. This concept of luar bandar sejahtera means that people have a conducive residence to living, and the facility are quite complete, such as road connectivity to facilitate trade and business, as it enables the movement of goods and services more freely, while the availability of electricity and water is essential for most types of industrial activities. One of the government's vision to rural is to balance development and complement each other, either in social, economic, and natural aspect. Other than that, future smart village also will turn on the digital economy because of the cooperation of the government, private sector, and local community in helping the government to achieve their goals to make the rural viable, innovative, and competitive. Next strategy is consumption drones in agriculture. MADA has taken this initiative to introduce drones because to make rural farmers' works easier. This strategy also can improve the income status of farmers, fishermen, breeders, and agribusiness to make agriculture economic growth. Drones also help farmers easily control insects and a group of pests of by doing spraying accordingly planting schedule, and spraying accurate, fast, and economical. Undeniable, by using drones in the sector rural agriculture will change the landscape, rural and economic. The third point is strategy of the policy is called e-commerce system. E-commerce is a process of buying and selling products, services, and information that is done electronically by utilizing the computer networks, and this concept was introduced around 2000. The e-commerce system are included in marketing local products like tourism products and services, agriculture and rural industries. These days, in Malaysia, e-commerce system is a phenomenon that many people use to sell their products and has been growing fastly. On this occasion, rural product can be promoted in local and global markets. There are many advantages that make the rural better if the government recuperate this concept.
Today I will explain evolution of rural policy. The first point is smart village. Smart village is provide internet connection. Smart village we can show the progress by increase the productivity in rural people. Smart village also increase rural standard living, and when they are easy to get information. The second program is drone program. Drone program is able the people in rural areas to use drone in their planting. People in the rural areas can make a big production, change farmer style and digital production. The third program is e-commerce programs. E-commerce program is provide the online business. Show the progress by ranking 7 in Asian. 20% contribute by small buyer and 80% contribute by medium and big buyer. For instance, factory. The fourth program is Rural Household Income and V14. The program is increase the income people in rural areas. The program showed the result in 2015. Average income of B14 family is RM 2,500. The increase Malay in 73%, Chinese 70%, 17%, and Indian 8%. That's all from me. I think in future government can take their time to run the policy and continue the policy. Thank you.
Every policy that implemented in Malaysia has their own reason and their own objective. Why this kind of policy was implemented in Malaysia. There are some strength and weakness when this policy implemented in Malaysia due to the feedback of the rural and urban peoples. So today, I will explain further about the strength and the weakness of the rural development policy when it implemented in Malaysia. In terms of entrepreneurship, government emphasize entrepreneurship group which is they are as a contributor to our government because they need to pay variety of taxes to our government, and some group of entrepreneurship be a priority to government because government want to change their lifestyle. For instance, government runs variety of programs especially for entrepreneurship from B40 household such as INS-KEN business coaching programs in the field of spa, bakery, saving and others. This program will increase the B40 income when they venture into various fields. Government also provide training and initiative for beginners in entrepreneurship to hone their talents and interests in the business when they involve. Lastly, government also open more opportunity to youth generation when they involve in entrepreneurship. For economy, income of rural people does not much as urban people. It is because they only involve in agriculture, carpentry, and fishery. Before independence, Malay, Chinese, and Indian was separated and live in different places. Their effect is until now because Malay people is still living in rural area and still tapping rubber. So government want to improve Malay people by introduce RISDA. RISDA is introduced to help smallholders in provide aid, fertilizers, money and seeds. RISDA also helps smallholders in replanting old rubber tree with new hybrid rubber seeds. SAM is one of the agency who put education of Bumiputra students as their priority. They open many MRSM around Malaysia, especially for B40 and poor students to receive the best education. MRSM give opportunity to Bumiputra students because they provide free foods, money allowance and boost scheme to their students. One of the weakness of a rural development policy when it implemented in Malaysia is changes in the quality of the environment. Okay, air pollution is a serious matter because it will affect someone's health. Carbon monoxide, sulfur oxide, lead and nitrogen oxide are pollutants that produced by industry, smoke, transportations and others. Maybe it is something new that should be healed by rural people. Not only air pollution occur, water pollution also occur, and water pollution is one of the pollution that really disturb people's surrounding with the pungent smells. Second weakness of the rural development policy is social problem among teenagers. As we know, rural areas are more safe than urban areas. When rural areas are developed and become town, the safety a bit disturbed. Criminal cases also increases, and most of teenagers are involved in unhealthy culture and activity such as sex, illegal racing, and fight. Locals need to face a new challenging and control their behavior from doing unhealthy culture. The third weakness of the rural development policy is the increase the temperature of environment. Temperature of environment is increased because many trees has been cut off to build shopping complex, schools, and office. Cool temperature is hard to feel in city than rural. Trees being cut because not only to build buildings, it's also to produce newspapers for schools, office, and others. When number of trees is decreased, direct sunlight will occur and produce very hot heat and will affect the environment in the city. That's all from me. Thank you.
So, we can conclude that the government should work more systematically to identify the rural resources or capital in its rich rural heritage. The government also must have a backup plans or other strategies in case any of their plans didn't work out. They still have another plan. Actually, the current state of rural life is not considered a problem. However, it is viewed and realized as assets such as unique arts and culture of rural communities, traditional skills and knowledge, natural beauty and ecological resources in the rural environment, and others which have not been explored by previous development planners. Other than that, ideas from ecologists, art and culture experts, tourism planning and operators, engineers, geologists, and other economists and agriculturalists will help to in development rural because they more expert. Lastly, the cooperation between government and netizens is important to achieve tar- is important to achieve this target.